I've been asked to do, I've been asked to have a brain, which is really not happening, especially at this time of night. Possibly I'll wake up about 12 o'clock, but you know, it's really not on the cards. I'm going to teach you how to make syringe feed for chinchillas. I'm absolutely terrible at talking to the camera, so I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and you can watch it. Now, I start off with butternut squash, which I always have around because it's an anti-inflammatory food. Anti-inflammatories are great for any kind of pain because wherever there is pain, there is inflammation. And it's also very palatable, it's high carbohydrates, and it just helps the medicine to go down a bit better. So I'm going to chop it very finely, and then I'm going to boil it and puree it. So just chop off the peel. And yes, I know this chopping board's a bit dirty, but it's fresh dirt. I've just had my dinner from using it. Take out the seeds. You don't want to be doing a lot of this because it's only going to last for 2 days and you're only using a tiny amount. I mean, really, if you want to be very anally retentive about it, then you do it every day. But in my experience, doing it every other day is fine. For baby food, they say you're not supposed to keep it for more than 24 hours. But baby food's already been cooked. So I work on the principle that where this has been done from fresh, it will probably last 2 days in the fridge. So I chop it and slice it very finely because I want it to cook quite fast. I'll edit this video. Note to self, edit video. A lot of people recommend canned, but canned often has sulfites in it and it will always have some amount of deterioration and it won't have the same vitamin content as fresh. So I always use fresh. As small a pan as possible. I don't have a small pan. Water, I use a Barkley filter because it takes out all the impurities. You don't want masses of water, just enough to cover. Just enough to cover your squash. And you can cook it quite fast, just boil it up and cook it for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to let that do now and I'm going to pause this. Doopy-doo. Oops. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm going to talk to you about what the meds you're likely to get, or most people will be getting, actually do to the chin. Metacam or Loxicon is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. These mess with the guts a bit. They're going to mess with gut bacteria. So when I'm using Loxicon on a regular basis, I use digestive enzymes. That's a papaya enzyme, papain. You can also use bromelain. But the more natural ones, obviously, you want something natural and as organic as possible for chins. I also use this from Galen's Garden. This is Animune. This is an antimicrobial, which is another one that helps with bacteria of any kind. Biocoal. This is one of the best probiotics on the market that's affordable anyway. And it's maltodextrin free, so if you're doing anything long term, for example you're feeding for a chin that has bad teeth, then this is the one to go for. Or you have a chin with diabetes that can't take sugar. Calcium lactate, that can be really, really handy in syringe feed, but you can't feed it at the same time as everything else. You have to do it separately because it interferes with some absorption. And I can't remember what, so if anybody needs to know about that, then better mail me and I'll look it up. Avipro Plus. This is absolutely great if the chin stopped drinking as well as feeding and you're really in trouble and you're trying to stop it from going into stasis. This contains electrolytes as well as probiotics, so if your chin's got severe bloat or something like that, you go for Avipro Plus. I'm not going to use that now. Syringes. I use 2 ml, 2-part syringes because you can reuse them. The 3-part ones with the rubber, they just don't last 2 seconds really. So these ones are absolutely great and they take a decent amount of food. For one feed I would normally fill up 3. For demonstration purposes I'm only going to use 1. What else? I make my own syringe feed usually, but I use a certain proportion of Galen's Garden Nutri powder, which is absolutely amazing just on its own. I think it's organic. Yeah, it's got maltodextrin in it, which I wouldn't do on a regular basis, to be honest. But like I said, I make my own mix, and I use 1/3 of this in my mix. I use 1/3 of this, 1/3 pellets, and 1/3 hay. But it is fine by itself, or you can use your critical care and all of that, but Oxbow is genetically modified. Anything from the States, really, I don't do. So where are we now? I'm going to pause again. Right, we're rolling again. Okay, I should probably add at this point that the States does have possibly the best musicians before I get really told off. And if it's certified organic from the States, then obviously you're okay. So the butternut squash is done now, and I'm going to pure it. There still needs to be enough water to cover it when you're pureeing it, because you want that consistency. There is, so that's fine. I'm going to use a handheld blender and just a mug because I've broken the right. If you are heating it up, I can't see. Hello? I can't see. Yeah. If you're heating up some mixture that you've already prepared from the fridge, fill a glass dish with boiling water and put a smaller dish inside it, and that will just warm your mix nice and easily without having to use a microwave or anything that will take what's left of the vitamins out of it. So then I put a bit of my mixture into there, some of my Galen's Garden Nutri powder, and just, you want to make it to a consistency where it's thick but not so thick you're struggling to get it into the syringe. And I'm going to add, am I going to add? Yes, I am going to add my probiotics. I'll show you how much of these to do. What I do is I take a bio-cult capsule and I empty it out into a little baggie, so it looks a bit like cocaine. And then I just put this much, oh no, that's come off there. About that much, can you see that? On the end of a knife. Tap it into there. You don't need very much, proportionally, like that's half a capsule, and I would take that twice a day. So think about proportions of chin to human, and that's ample. Mix it up and just wash it into your syringe. Do all your syringes now. You do not want to be messing about with syringes while you've got a chin in your hand. This mix is actually a bit thin, but it's just for demo purposes, so that doesn't matter. So get all your syringes ready, get some tissues ready, and have them on a table and a fleece to wrap around your chin, and I'll show you that next. We're rolling? We're rolling. Okay, so I've got my syringe. You will have 3 on a plate with some tissues on a little table next to me. I've got a towel to put over my lap because this can get messy until you get the hang of it. I've got a fleece to wrap my chin in. If they're not used to it, they will struggle. You need to get them to chill, and you need to get them to know that they've got to chill, and having a fleece wrapped around them just helps. So now all I need is a chin. Are you hiding? I can't think why. Do you know what's going to happen? Oh, this is Azur's Milo, and he's the dawn at syringe feeding. He loves syringe food so much, he'll take it through the bars of his cage when he isn't sick. So he's going to show you all what to do. I should be able to, no, you're not, no, he's going to need wrapping. He doesn't want to do this. You don't want to, do you? You show them how to do it properly. Okay, this looks quite barbaric. Milo pops, Milo pops. See, the trouble with having a chin that takes syringe feed through the bars of his cage is he's never actually done it like this, which is partly why I want to use him to do it, because it's not that easy and I want you to get a sense of it not being that easy. Okay, so I want to get him to calm down, so I'm going to do some deep breathing myself, and I'm going to do some T-touch, just to get him nice and calm. Baby, talk to me, talk to me. We need to show them how to do this, okay? We need to show them how to do this. He says, leave me the fuck out of it. Sorry, baby boy. Right, your favourite syringe feed. Okay, get the syringe and you want to stick it in the side of the mouth. See, the trouble with Milo is he just makes it look so bloody easy. Can you see this? He's like, give me the nom-noms. Don't let them eat the plastic. Some chins will just take the plastic off the syringe. I love you. Is that lovely? Oh my God, it's gorgeous! Oh my God. Okay, I can't see the screen at all. I'm afraid I made it look a bit too easy there. It's not always that easy at all. I've got chins that I've had to force. But you get the idea. If the chin's struggling like that and going mental, then you calm yourself first, and then you give that feeling to the animal. Sorry, what was that? He says tell them they can do it. Whee! Milo thinks everything's brilliant. It is brilliant. Baby, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I think we're probably done here. What was I going to say about forcing them? Sometimes you really have to coax them, but the trick is to get the syringe into the side of the mouth and be really, really patient. Take your time, get a little bit in, let them have a break, get another little bit in. If you're really winding them up, then you can do it as fast as possible. Like bosh, bosh, bosh. You've got to have it done. You've got to have it. I don't care. You've got to have it. And you just get it in them. And then, okay, you're done. Put them back in the cage. Just see what works with the chin. There is an act to it. You will click with it. And once it's a learning process between you and the animal, once you've both learned how to do it, it gets a lot easier. So just stick with it. But they have to eat. If they've stopped eating, they must eat, and you must get that food into them. That's what you've got to remember. But if you've got a really nice syringe feed, then it really helps, because he's just hilarious, really. I can syringe feed my chins, and he's begging to be fed at the same time. So anyway, here endeth the syringe food lesson. I'm going to go now because this is quite painful. So take care.